What's up guys, my name is PB. I'm not waste your time. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make zoom and scaling animations for a variety of content types in Davinci Resolve. And starting us off, I think I'll explain the tool that will be front and center in today's tutorial. It's actually called Quick Zoom and it was developed by me. It's totally free, 110%. You can get it, first link in the description down below. And you can also get the premium pack, but I won't be talking about that until much later in this video. Okay, so now that we have our new timeline, let's start by introducing the features of Quick Zoom. So to use Quick Zoom, you're going to want to install it in the edit page and the fusion page. That's how to maximize that's how to get like the maximum usefulness out of Quick Zoom. What exactly it does, I'll show you right now. Let's just simply drag an adjustment clip, fit it to the length that you want, and drag in Quick Zoom, and it will animate automatically. Because see, now the default animation scales out to a scale of 0, so it makes things disappear. We don't want that. I think we'll start off with a zoom in transition. Okay, so we'll start off with 1, and we wanted to zoom in by making the end scale bigger than the start scale. So now it's zooming in. It's a bit linear now because it's on a default linear graph, but we can just grab this like that and make an exponential curve like this. Fit this back, click exponential curve, and we can duplicate this and have this zoom in from a smaller point. So it starts at 0.8, okay, on the blue circle. It starts at 0.8, not 1. No, not even 0.8, 0.7. And then we have the end at maybe 1.1. So it's still zooming in, but it's at a different like interval. It's like a different offset. So now if we play this, oh, the graph as well. You have to invert the graph. Why this is important? It's so that the graph flows. We're inverting the graph exactly, like we're trying to get it exactly so that it flows. You can see that if we track the movement along the graph, it's going like this and then it's flowing into the next curve, kind of like a smooth S. So if we play this, we have this like smooth transition. This is more for like AMVs. It's not super smooth now. I don't have my motion blur maxed out. I'd recommend on transitions like this maxing out your motion blur so that it's not so obvious when the clips jump. But this is just the basics behind it. Show you figure it out. Now if we play that, see that it's a lot smoother, the transition from one scene to the next with our smooth curves and our whatever. We can also do different types of zooms. Okay, I think the next zoom I'll teach you is a zoom in and pause for your graphics. So okay, we'll drag in Quick Zoom like that. What I wanted to do is zoom in, then pause in the middle, and then zoom out. Let's see how we'll accomplish that. I wanted to start at 0 first, so that's really obvious when we're zooming in, and then to scale up to 1. So now we have a default zoom. It zooms in like that, scales up to 1, and the animation is over. We don't want that. We want it to end somewhere in the middle. There's an easy way to accomplish this. Okay, I won't be touching anything now. We just grab this, right? We add a new keyframe in here, and we set the in to 1. Oh no, sorry, not 1. We set the in to 0.25. This is our position. The in is our position along the x-axis. We want this to be 0.25 on the x-axis. Okay, and then we'll set the out to 1. So what this does is it sets our animation to the first 25% of the composite length. So this is the entire length of the animation. We want the first 25% of the animation to animate and the remaining to not animate at all. It's frozen. Well, I told you that we're going to have this zoom in, out, and then like do all kinds of magic. Well, it's not animating at the end now because we didn't add a keyframe at the end. You could add a keyframe at the end, but the simple way to reflect this animation to the end is just by clicking the mirror. So now it animates out, back, and we have a loop. In, out, like that. Super duper simple. We can click here and flatten this to add some delay. So now in, then out, and just like that you have an easy loop. There are other ways that we can pause our animation. Let me delete this. Now let me reset this actually. Okay, I've reset the curve. We can open it up in Fusion here to play with it a bit more. But before you do that, you have to keep in mind that there is an error that pops up. Yeah, here you go. The frame count in this little effect fusion tab that I opened up with the magic wand here is always wrong. Okay, I don't know why this happens. When I was using Davinci Resolve 19, I never ran into this issue. This might be a Davinci Resolve 20 issue, but I will update you guys when I find a solution. If I don't find a solution, I'll make sure to post about that. I don't know what's going on, but I found a fix for it. There's a fix for this issue. Just go back, reset, quick zoom, reset it like this. So when you're adding it, let me delete it. When you're adding in quick zoom, don't touch it. Just open it in Fusion, not up here. Open it Fusion, the normal Fusion. There should be nothing in here because this is the normal Fusion, not the effect Fusion where our quick zoom is. And you should see that the frame count is correct. This is the correct frame count. So now if we go back, oh, sorry, there's a media out issue. You can just unplug this and plug it back in, and that should fix your problem. Yeah, you can see that now it's working. So if we go back into the effect fusion page, the little pocket dimension with this magic wand, we click that, you can see that the frame count is correct. Now we can start having some fun. What if I wanted the animation to start at frame 12, animate along to maybe frame 36, and then end? I can do that. I can have it start at frame 12. We just simply need to set the start frame to 12 and set the end frame to frame 36 or whatever we want. And now if we click set start and set end, we go back and we play, it won't animate at all throughout this comp. Then it will hit frame 12 and start animating, and the animation will end at exactly frame 36. The animation ends at exactly frame 36. If we want to make the effect that we did before, we can click mirror, and now if we play it, go up, then down, and stop. We can invert this as well with just a click of a button. Now it's do the exact opposite of what we configured it to do. It will move in, then out, and yeah. And at any point in time, we can remove these checkboxes and the animation will fill the entire comp frame. So if you're not setting the start, it will start at the exact beginning of the comp, like the very first frame. If you're not setting the end, the animation will end at the very last frame. We can change the curve instead. Maybe hit the easing and then set that to elastic. Okay, turn these off, and now if I have it scale from 1 to 1.5 with an elastic curve, we get a very interesting effect. Look at that, it looks like a bouncy physics simulation, like a squishy marshmallow simulation. We can have this end prematurely as well. Maybe we'll have this end at frame 30. So now if we play back, it's faster. We can make it even faster. We can make it end at frame 15. Boom, see how quickly that is. In my most recent animations, my graphic design animations, like the ones that you're seeing on screen right now, I've been playing with a lot of elastic curves with quick zoom to have this pop-in elastic effect. I really like how it looks. I think it adds some flavor to my Mograph edits. But it's not just Mograph edits. I told you before, there's a billion different ways that you can play with this. If I go back here, I can open up like this manga animation that I made just for this tutorial, kind of like an action tone smooth manga animation. It looks good already, but if I disable this and show you what it looks like with like some animated zooms that I added, look at that, a lot more dynamic. Like there's a dolly camera zooming in on where we want to focus. It's really good for drawing in focus like that, and it's really simple to make. Let me show you. Let's quickly make something like that. Actually, let me disable this. As per usual, drag in our adjustment clip like that. I didn't show you this this control before, but I'll show you now. Remember to open it in Fusion normally so that you don't get that frame count error that we had before. Okay, there's a media out error. So many errors with adjustment clips in Davinci Resolve 20. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, there we go, that's fine. Now we can open the zoom in our little pocket dimension. I want to make the first zoom that we had before. It was a zoom in. Okay, we'll set the scale to maybe 1.2. That should be fine, maybe 1.23, right? So now it's zooming in very slowly. It's zooming in like that. I want it to zoom in quickly and end somewhere around here. No, I want it to end somewhere around here. We'll set that to end at frame 34. And I didn't show you this before, but we can actually control where the zoom animation moves towards. I want it to zoom to center this. So I'll move the zoom origin maybe somewhere like this to where his hand is, so that it centers the current manga panel in frame. You can move this around like that. Okay, so now it's zooming in like that. It's still linear. We can probably go in here, click in here, press F, and make like a very speedy, smooth zoom curve like that, like this. Maybe I'll bring this down a little bit so it animates towards the end, like that. And if I play back, boom, you can see that smooth zoom in. And we can, this is really powerful because we can play with this however we want. We can zoom into the next clip as well. Just duplicate this like that, and we can create a zoom to zoom in towards her face on the next panel. We open this in the Tiny Fusion using the magic wand, right? And we click on this. Let's disable it first so that we can time our effect. The first zoom comes in like this, and then our manga panel, it starts appearing at around this frame. I want it to start zooming in before the frame to add some like sauce. So we'll start it at like, I said sauce. We'll start it at like frame 28, okay? And then we want it to end maybe somewhere around here. Let's make that frame 60, no, frame 70. We want it to end at frame 70. So I'll just click this, and then I'll press set start and set end. So the animation will start at 28 and end at 70. And I'll have a bit of a tighter curve, not too tight, okay? We're not trying to choke the life out of the curve. We don't need it to be too tight. Maybe I'll turn up the motion blur a bit to 0.7. And then we can enable this. Now we should have our two zoom animations, the first one that we did before, and our second zoom. Beautiful. Right now it's not centered. Her face isn't centered, and I don't like that. So I'll just move this zoom point like this so that her face is centered along the screen. I'll move it like that. So if we play this and move to the next one, yeah, there we go. Now it's zooming in on her face. We can move the zoom origin as we want to get the effect that we desire. And if we play that back, oh, that looks beautiful. That looks very beautiful. We play this in the edit page, it should work perfectly. But now at the end, this final panel is filling the entire frame. All we have to do is we zoom out. Now you must be thinking, PB, it's very, very simple. Just drag it up like this. Maybe we'll set the scale to be something smaller, maybe like 0.8 like this. Oop, it is cut off. We can go up here and like add reflect, but this isn't what we want. We want it to zoom back out, not fill the cut off parts. Like there are different modes here, but like this isn't what we want. We want it to zoom so that it is smaller and it isn't cut off. There's a simple fix for this. We just grab our two adjustment clips that we made before, our two zooms that we made before, and we put this under that. There we go. Now the frame is full. If you want to center this, you can always move the origin around. We can come in here to preview what we're actually zooming. You can see that in here it is cut off, but you have to keep in mind that on top of this zoom out, there is a zoom in. So it's actually going to fill the frame back, and you don't have to worry about it being cut off like that. So you can go back here and play that, and it should be working perfectly. It zooms in to the next one like that, super duper smooth. And once this animation is done, it will zoom back out, just like the example that we had in the beginning. Now let me quickly explain why that works the way it does. Adjustment clips are serial effects, so everything under an adjustment clip will be affected by the adjustment clip. We're zooming out at the bottom because we're zooming in on top. When you're making zoom animations, your zoom out with the adjustment clip must always be before your zoom in, so that your frame isn't cut off. If you take away one thing from this tutorial, just take away that when you're zooming out, let that be before when you're zooming in, so that you don't cut off your frame. Just like that, we've made the effect, the manga animation effect. And it's not just manga animations. Like I said before, this works for any type of content. Let's take this example clip that we have right here. Let's see what it looks like.
Casual use of the hard R.
Oh, really?
It's jarring. Yeah, it's jarring now. And for
Casual use of hard R.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm not gonna deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then because we didn't even the term hard R didn't even exist. We didn't think about it, right?
Okay, so that was a very questionable clip from Linus Tech Tips. I promise that it's not what you're thinking of. He didn't use the actual hard R. There's context behind it. I'll put the full clip with all the context in the description down below. Linus Tech Tips is not a racist, I promise you. But right now it looks really flat. It's just a one camera angle clip of the podcast. But if you've edited long form content before, you know that this is really bad for retention. This is really flat and boring. Let's see how we can enhance this with just zoom animations. Okay,
Casual use of the hard R.
Oh, really?
It's jarring. Yeah, it's jarring now. And for
Casual use of hard R.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm not gonna deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then because we didn't even the term hard R didn't even exist. We didn't think about it, right?
Making this kind of zoom for long form content is really not that hard, especially if you buy the quick zoom premium pack. That's right, this is still an ad and I still have to pump my shit. It's right here, the quick zoom premium pack. There are over 50 presets that you can order right now for the low price of $2. Over 50 presets and a complete guide to quick zoom is also in that pack. Let's see how we can enhance our shit with the quick zoom premium pack. The first animation I did was when he said casual use of hard R, I had this still 0.25, no, it was still 0.75, I believe. Yeah, zoom still 0.75 at the beginning. So that looks like, just drag it in. It's drag and drop, bro. Look at that. It adds the still zoom like that for comedic effect. It's just that easy. It saves you so much fucking time. There's a bunch of them here as well. There's animated ones, not just stills. You can have this zoom in elastic. I love playing with the elastic zooms. This zoom in 1.25 elastic. Drag that in like that. Maybe we'll have this here. See how it bounces, like the one that I showed you in the beginning before. So you have your zoom animations here pre-made. Just grab the origin and center it on the person that you want to be talking. You can have a trippy zoom, really simple. And there's linear, there are different graphs as well. There's linear, there's my favorite is the smooth graph that I made myself. Smooth graph like this. It looks like this. It's the usual smooth graph that I use when I'm zooming into something really fast. I'll change the focus to Linus and, yeah, like that. And you can see how it smoothly zooms in on his face. And it's not just gaming long form type content. There's also some stuff there that I made especially for people like me that make tutorials, like the in-out pause. When I'm doing a tutorial and I have something on screen that I want to highlight, an effect that I want to highlight and explain, you might have seen it in this tutorial as well. I'll zoom in on it, I'll pause, and then I'll zoom back out. So I have this zoom in and pause 1.75 that I use a lot. I'll have it zoom in, maybe I'll I've just been harassing Linus since morning. I'll zoom in on Linus's face again. I'll have it zoom in, pause, and then zoom out. That didn't even take me a minute to set up. I just dragged the origin. Let's do this. And look at that, super duper simple. All for the low price of $2, ladies and gentlemen. You can take your editing to the next level if you're a beginner, and you can save so much fucking time as an advanced editor. That's it for this tutorial. Thank you for sticking around. If you have any questions, ask me in the comment section. If you want to reach out to me personally, you can do that on Discord. I have a link for that in the description down below. And if you want to hang out with me and my community, I have a link for my server down below as well. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.